Well on everybody, it's your boy KMD back in here for Rant Radio. Hey look, I'm just gonna get right into it. Rape culture. I've been sitting there and thinking about this shit for the longest fucking time. For the longest time I've been sitting down just listening to this term just thrown around like rape culture, rape culture. We live in a time of rape culture, we live in a world of rape culture, society, rape culture, there's rape this and there's rape that. Not to say that rape isn't going on. Harvey Weinstein, all of this, all of that. Even like one of the advocates, one of the women for the advocates of the Me Too movement was found out to have been molesting a young Hollywood child, like from when he was a young boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an advocate for the hashtag Me Too movement. One of the same women who came out and said Harvey Weinstein done some, like, you know, whatever to her. She was doing the same shit to another young boy. But neither here nor there. But rape culture. So I started to sit down because I see people posting about these things on the all over the Instagram, because this shit just comes out of the woodwork now. All of a sudden shit's just coming out of the woodwork. Things that was happening from how many years ago. Bill Cosby just sent down for however long he was sent down for. I'm not sure. I'm not even following any of this shit, but all I know is that Bill Cosby got run up on for some sexual assault charges from like 30 years ago, while Charlie Sheen is still walking about after giving women HIV, and he had a fucking interview for this shit too. Managed to sit down, have an interview, cross his legs and talk casually about giving women HIV, but neither here nor there. So I started to ask the question, how can we just throw around the term rape culture, and does anybody know what the definition of culture is? Does anybody know? So I decided to check the dictionary and write down some shit. So the definition of culture, what I found out, there's fucking a lot. So I only wrote down about 5 of them. All right. Turns out one of them is the quality in a person or society that arises from a concern for what is regarded as excellent in arts, letters, manners, scholarly pursuits. Number 2, that which is excellent in the arts, manner, etc. Okay. Number 3, a particular form or stage of civilization as that of a certain nation or period. For example, Greek culture. Greek culture. Number 4, development or improvement of the mind. Okay. All right. I see we go. And number 5, the last one I wrote. Behaviors and beliefs, characteristics of a particular social, ethnic, or age group, as in the youth culture or the drug culture. I mean, we know we've got a youth culture. There are youths. We know there is a drug culture. There are people who take drugs. We know that. But to say that there is something called a rape culture, as if to say that there is like a big social gathering of men and women who just go around raping people. Now, we also need to actually define what rape culture is, what is actually added and included into the term of rape culture. For instance, things like wolf whistling, catcalling is considered rape culture. Apparently so, yeah. Wolf whistling to a woman is considered rape culture. Catcalling to a woman, hey, babe, let me chat to you for a second, is considered rape culture. Flip the script. If a woman done that to a man, it's not really considered rape culture. It's just like, bro, why you being such a bitch for? Like, she hollered at you, fam. Like, why you being such a bitch for? This is what people have now come out and just believe that like rape culture is now. Like, for people to even actually sit down and say that there's something considered, or even to actually believe that there is something like a rape culture, like there really is people going around raping people, like it's just standard procedures, almost as if you went to the fucking shops to buy a Snickers every fucking day, or like you went to the shops to buy a bottle of water every day, like water culture or some shit. I'm just chatting shit right now, but for people to even actually sit down and say some shit like we live in a rape culture. There's just this new rape culture around, but then people don't actually sit down and think about, what about all of the people who have actually, for instance, gone to prison for rape and then 10, 20 years later were found to have been innocent? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to talk about that sort of culture of like the people who come out and speak of rape, but then they were never raped? I was reading about another story also today as well, about another black guy who basically, he's being run up for rape right now for apparently raping 2 white women, when he's got text messages of them trying to arrange a threesome. Like, he had a threesome with these 2 white women, and then they came out and said after that he raped the both of them, even though he's got text messages like hug hug kiss kiss, let's do this, let's get down. And I'm hearing so many stories about this shit too. I hear so many stories, not just from not just black guys who get called up for this shit, but a lot of the times it is black guys. We know about this shit, Emmett Till, all of this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Rape culture, for people to even come out and say that this shit is actually real. Again, I'm speaking about the words of like the English language, for instance, words that we just throw out into the atmosphere, and then because we just throw them out into the atmosphere without proper context, we just start to just believe this shit. You know what I mean? We just start to believe this shit because it's just constantly thrown out here. Same thing I was saying with the word ops, for instance. We just throw it out here, so now everybody is an op. But mainly, like, black people are ops. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this whole rape culture thing, like I said, not to say that people are not being raped out here, not to say that men and women are not being raped out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're being raped every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I am being raped, you're being raped, we are all being raped. Not in a physical term, but mentally and slightly physically, we are being raped. We're just not getting bent over a table and fucked with no Vaseline. That's about it. I just don't understand how people can actually come out here in this day and age in 2018. But I also know that in 2018, we live in a day and age where it's like, for instance, if I was addressing a crowd of people, for instance, a crowd of men and women, and I said, how's it going, guys? There's going to be at least a quarter of people in those crowds who's going to say, we're not, guys, there's women in this crowd. What about the transgenders? What about the microwaves? And what about the toaster people? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just letting you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm just addressing you all as fucking one right now. You know what I mean? But I don't know, people. I think that we gotta really start sitting down and really thinking about it, because it's like, I would like to go so much fucking deeper into this shit, but I'm always at work, people, man. I'm always at fucking work, and I can't really go deep into this shit like I would want to, and I can't even be as philosophical or as scholarly as I would like to be. You know what I mean? But just to say that, I'm not saying that rape doesn't happen to people. I'm not saying that women do not get raped. I'm not saying men do not get physically raped. I'm also seeing so many times of women who have been raped, and the people, mainly white people, they get off scot fucking free. I'm always gonna say the name Brock Turner, who got 6 months for this shit. I remember there was another young white guy as well, yeah, who was babysitting a 1-year-old black child, and he raped the fuck out of this girl as well. Video recorded this shit too. Judge, let him go. Let him off. And I've read so many stories of this shit. Like, there's so many stories I've read of these things, of just like I said, particularly, and it's not for anybody who's watching this video right now, if you're not of melanin, you know, complexion, if you're not brown skin, if you're not black, and then you think that I'm pulling this so-called race card out of fucking nowhere that doesn't fucking exist. I'm not fucking pulling the race card. I'm actually spitting fucking facts and truths right now. There is so fucking many stories of white men and young boys being let off of rape, or getting just less than a fucking year for rape. And this shit was even either caught on camera, or people have seen this shit. There was like proper visual evidence. There was somebody else who was actually there to see this shit and video record this shit too, like with the Brock Turner shit as well. But he got 6 months, and he's writing a fucking book. So I'm not saying that this shit does not go down. What I'm trying to say is, for people to actually sit down and say that there's something called a rape culture, like there is a group, like a small faction of people, well, not even a small faction, but actually a large faction of people over there, or over there, or over there, who are going around raping men and women and children like it's nothing and not being caught up for this shit is fucking ridiculous. Wolf whistling is not fucking rape. It's fucking ridiculous. Cat calling isn't fucking rape. It's fucking ridiculous for you to even say that shit is rape. I always kind of believe as well, like, even for guys to be cat calling or wolf whistling at a woman, that lets you know as a woman that you're fucking sexy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can go out, you can get dressed and spiced up, thinking to yourself, I look fucking sharp, I look slamming today. And then you go out, spend the whole day out, and know what? Not one guy has approached you today. Not one guy has even tried to say hello to you today. Not one guy has wolf whistled or cat called. You're gonna feel some type of way. He's like, raw, am I looking alright today? Right. I'm just saying, people, man. I don't even want people to get mad about this shit either, because I want people to actually understand where the fuck I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Just sit down and actually think about this shit for a minute. Rape culture, and this shit is just thrown around like this. The word is just thrown around, and we actually believe this shit. We actually believe that there is like people, like, for instance, I could leave work this morning and I could walk past somebody getting raped, and it's just like, rape culture, this shit happens, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? As if to say, like, you saw a druggie. Like, you know how many druggies I see fucking sparking up their heroin and shit like that, and it's like, when you see it, you think nothing of it, because you know there is a drug culture. You know there is a culture of people who take drugs. You know there is a culture of people who are, dread to say the word, like, crackheads, like, you know what I'm saying, fiends, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? There is that culture of people. There is a youth culture who do stupid shit. There is a fucking group of youth culture who do stupid shit and like to post it all online. But to say that there is a rape culture of people, like I just said, as an example, I'm going to leave out of work and see a woman or a guy getting raped by another guy or another woman, and I'm just like, rape culture, innit? Just think about this shit, people. That's all I'm saying. Think about this shit, man. Look, man, my name's KMD, people. This is Rant Radio. I'm just here to just, like I say, man, get people thinking in just like some sort of ways, even though I can't actually be philosophical about this shit and really dive deep, like, you know, like really dive deep into this shit. But I'm watching a couple of videos and I'm seeing so many snippets on Instagram, and it's just, this shit is fucking crazy and it's ridiculous to me. And I can't believe this shit is actually happening. I can't believe that people actually believe in this shit too. But Western society, people, Western society, but we also know where rape really came from, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's not go deep into history, shall we? But yeah, man, this is KMD, this is Rant Radio. Peace and love to everybody who's still up in there, man. So yeah, peace.